When you turn on your Windows 8 computer, this is what it will look like. What you are seeing is what Microsoft calls the Metro interface. You can also call this the Start menu. Yes, in Windows 8, the Start menu has undergone a significant change from what it used to look like. Each box you see is called a tile. When you click on a tile, you open up a program. This Metro interface not only allows you to open up programs like the old Start menu, but Metro also allows you to open up Windows apps. That's right, you can now get apps for your computer just like you would on your Android phone or Apple iPhone. So let's go on a tour of how you will work with a Windows 8 computer. Now for those of you who miss the old desktop look, don't worry. If you click the desktop tile, seen here, you are now looking at the desktop. It's still here and it still looks pretty similar. To get back to the Metro interface, move your mouse cursor to the lower left corner where the Start button used to be. You can see a small window appear, and if you click on that window, you'll switch back to the Metro interface. So if you click the desktop tile, you go to the desktop interface. If you go back and click, you're back to the Metro interface. So you can switch between desktop and Metro mode. Now with the Metro interface, you will have more tiles than what you can see on your screen. When you move your mouse cursor, a scroll bar will appear at the bottom of your screen. You can use it to scroll to the right and see every tile. Each tile represents a program or app installed on your computer. So as you install more programs and apps, you'll see more tiles show up in your Metro interface. One thing you'll want to do with these tiles is organize them by dragging them around. This allows you to have your most used tiles show up right away without having to scroll to the right to find them. All you have to do is click, hold, and drag it around, and you can see how we can change the position of this tile. And you can grab any tile, click, hold, and drag it around so you can customize the look of your Metro interface. Now let's click on an app. Down here we have the weather tile, and we can see that the tile actually tells us the weather for whatever city we want. In this case it happens to be Chicago, Illinois. If we click on the tile, it launches the app and loads the weather information for Chicago, Illinois. You can see how this app, like all the other apps, looks different than a normal Windows program. You'll notice that the maximize, minimize, and close buttons are gone from the upper right corner. To close an app, take your mouse cursor, click and drag the top of the app downward. Now keep dragging the app to the bottom of your screen and let go. The weather app is now closed. Now let's go back to the weather app. Let it load. We can keep it running and go back to the Metro interface. Again, the lower corner, click. Let's say we want to check out the stock market. We can click on the stock market app, wait for it to load, and there we are. Now, in previous versions of Windows, you relied on a toolbar at the bottom of your screen to switch between programs. For Windows apps, this is different. To switch between apps, move your mouse cursor to the lower left corner. Now move your cursor up. The app taskbar will show up and you can see all the apps you currently have open. You can click on an app and go to that app. So we can use this to switch between the weather app and the stock market app we have open. So we can go and click on weather. Now we can go back. We can click on the finance or stock market app. So you can use this feature to switch between any app that you have open. Again, we close them by dragging the top all the way down to the bottom. Now for a normal Windows program, you'll go to the Metro interface and then click on the shortcut tile for that program. In this case, let's open up Microsoft Word. You can see how very quickly we were switched to the desktop interface and Microsoft Word is now opened up. Here we can see that it still looks and functions just like it would on Windows XP, Vista, or 7. And we can see that it shows up in the desktop taskbar at the bottom. We can even click on pinned shortcuts in the taskbar, in this case Internet Explorer. And you can see how then we can switch between Word and Internet Explorer just like you would on, say, Vista or 7. Now, we can't use the app taskbar to switch between the desktop programs. We can try that, but as we move the cursor up, the app taskbar does not appear. So you can see how there's a difference between the app taskbar and the desktop taskbar. Now, if we go back to the Metro interface and open up the weather app, we can use the app taskbar to get back to the desktop interface. And again, we can use the app taskbar to go back to the weather app. So you can see how you can switch between these two interfaces, desktop and Metro, and switch to apps and programs that are running. If we go back to the Metro interface, you can see all the tiles that open up all the apps and programs that are installed on the computer. If you don't want to scroll and find the right tile, you can just simply type the name of the program on your keyboard. Let's say we want to open up Microsoft PowerPoint. If we simply, on our keyboard, without clicking anything, just type in PowerPoint, we can see how the tile for that program is presented. We click on it, and it opens up PowerPoint. This is really handy if you have a lot of stuff installed on your computer. You can quickly launch any program or app without fussing around with organizing your tiles. Now, in previous versions of Windows, the Start menu had the shutdown, restart, and sleep options. If you move your mouse cursor to the lower right, you can see some icons appear. If you move your mouse cursor up, this icon panel comes into focus and you can see the lower icon called Settings. It looks like a gear. If you click on Settings, at the bottom we see the power icon. Click on that and there are Sleep, Shutdown, and Restart. If you want to log your computer or sign out of your account, go to the Metro interface and click on your username in the upper right corner. There are your lockout and sign out options. Now there are a lot more features to the Windows 8 interface, but this basic tour now allows you to start using your computer if you upgrade your current computer or buy a new Windows 8 computer.